watts. I don't know what's going on. What? I'm not copying now. I've got very heavy rain here and for ARK, very heavy rain here right now and lightning in the area. So I'm going to keep it short. I may have to disconnect. So we'll turn it over to Ray, K4V, excuse me. Well, Ray, take it. WB4ARK.
But I could copy 2.5 either way. But you very strong, good signal, and Lee, you have a strong signal. So very, very strong conditions. So, you copy me any better? I think it goes back to you.
K4VRO turned it over to you, Lee. Okay, there's somebody piled on top of you there at the end. Who was that? This is K4VWD.
Wasn't me, but N4LQ checking in.
Q is there. So, Steve, boy, I sure enjoyed your email with that audio. What wonderful audio. I wish my radio would sound that good. So, Steve, go ahead and make a transmission and turn it back to me, please. K4LQ, K4VWD.
Okay, Ray, K4VWD. This is N4LQ. And boy, I tell you what, talk about technical difficulties. I've got them this morning, but I think I finally got the rig on the air anyway. And having trouble with video, but I think I finally got it running. So take a look at it if you get a chance. Anyway, it's kind of been rumbling around here. The thunder is not real close, but I could kind of hear it off in the distance, and we've gotten some pretty good rain. So back to you, Lee. K4VWD, N4LQ.
Okay, Steve, very good. Well, so far we got LL, ARK, DRO, and LQ. Do we have anybody else who would like to check in? Please call me now. I guess that's it, and I understand. So, Dave, we'll try it again. And here's the sequence. LLR to ARK, unless he has to disconnect, VRO and LQ. So, Dave, go ahead. WA4LLR, K4VWD. If you're copying or not, but I've tripled the power. So, it's interesting. A lot of folks went down and then came back up. So I think it's band conditions. All the meters are reading what they normally read here. But quite a storm went through earlier. We still got a little bit of rain. The thunder and lightning have moved on. We got an inch and so far today. Somebody's hearing me. So I'll send it to you, buddy. KWA4LR. WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Okay, Dave. Well, your signal is a little bit stronger than it was prior to this. So, at any rate, I'm going to keep it short in case of a lightning strike. So, we'll turn it over to K4VRO. Ray, take it. WB4ARK.
WB4ARK. WB4VRO. Very good, buddy. Everybody is Q5, and I think we do have odd conditions this morning. Dave, I've got you solid on every transmission. I think it's because the storm has passed. until 8 until 7:20. We probably had more rain than we had total prior to this year. A real rainstorm, but that has passed through. Good signal from Lee, Buddy, and good morning to you, Steve. Good signal. And over to you, N4LQ, before VRO.
Oh, yeah. Okay, Ray. Good morning to you. This is N4LQ. Yeah, I guess you guys have seen the email coming in about the live stream, and I just had all kinds of problems trying to use the cell phone, which gives a better audio on it, but it's just really hard to get it set up. So I've gone back to the webcam, and if you get a chance, check your email and you can watch it live. But it's been a lot of trouble this morning. Anyhow, running the AF68, driving the AL1200 to the legal limit, whatever I can here, and hope the audio's okay. I didn't have time to get it all set up right, but the loop antenna is still up in the air at about 100 feet, and I did manage to reroute the feed line so it's hanging vertically now and running like it should, and that's all done. Been out killing weeds, pulling weeds, cutting grass, and all that yesterday, and looks like today it's going to be a nice drizzly day here. So I've been working on this this little VFO/transmitter that I got from Greece. You may have seen that little circuit board. The thing is actually a transmitter that covers 10 kc to, no, excuse me. Well, it covers all the ham bands. I'm not sure exactly what the frequency range is, but it's general coverage and it's AM, and I'm just feeding a D104 into it, and boy, it puts out some beautiful audio. If I can just figure out a way to amplify it enough now, it'll be a nice transmitter. So anyway, I'll just go ahead and turn it back to Lee then. K4VWD, N4LQ.
Okay, Steve. Well, good luck on your efforts there with that rig you got from Greece. Okay, well, everybody was coming in. Steve, you're pegging my estimator, and so is Buddy. And I got some of what Dave said and most of what Ray said. So let me take a quick standby. Do we have anybody else that want to join us in this messy day? This is K4VWD standing by for calls. We don't hear any, so I guess it's just the 5 of us this morning with this squarely band conditions. And I'm not hearing any thunder. I haven't for a while, but I know the storm has moved down to you, buddy. I moved over to you, so I hope you don't have any trouble. So we'll try one more time. Dave, go ahead and give it a shot. This is K4VWD.
All right, Lee, K4VWD, WA4LR. I've got a good copy on you. I don't know I don't know what the issue is going the other way. Everybody sounds good up here. And Steve, the AF68 setup is wall-to-wall and great audio. I've enjoyed your live streams too. Ray, you're sounding good, and Buddy, you're strong. Everybody's doing fine up here. Most of the static crashes appear to be dying down. But we got about 66 degrees, and it's still light rain out there. Boy, it's been heavy though. Mercy. The space weather today, sunspot count's 103, solar flux index is 153, and the K index is 2. If you haven't seen it, over on spaceweather.com, there's an interesting article about a geomagnetic storm they had on March 24th of 1940. We hear about the Carrington event, but this is the first time I've ever heard of this one. But New York Times published an article that described it as a solar tornado. And for 8 hours, it disrupted all telephone, telegraph, and cable communication. They measured voltages, and it generated up to 800 volts on the telephone lines. So it's a pretty interesting article about how that worked. It would certainly have wreaked havoc today. A few things from this day in history. On this day in 1977, the son of Sam serial killer was arrested. On this day in 2003, the temperatures in the United Kingdom reached 100 degrees Fahrenheit for the first time. 1793, the Louvre opened. 1846, the Smithsonian Institution was created. On this day in 1937, the first electric guitar was patented by the Electro String Corporation. And on this day in 1945, Japan accepted the Potsdam Terms and agreed to unconditional surrender. So, let me see how the copy is now. WB4ARK, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Okay, Dave, copying everything and copying all stations right now. Ray's a little bit light, but everybody else is perfectly readable. The storm has been intense for about 10 minutes. And, I don't know, 5 minutes past the hour. And it's been lightning detected out to, I think the closest was like 12 miles. So we haven't had any more close lightning besides that. So hopefully we have avoided the massive lightning that they said we were probably going to get. So Steve, your unit sounds good. Good audio, and Brett's on your antenna. Sounds like you've got a nice antenna layout there. Wish I could build one similar to that, but you sound like you have a little bit more acreage than we do to launch a fairly large size antenna. Let's see what else we got. Voltage here is down to 119. 119. Pretty low for us. It's usually up around 123. This morning it's taken a pretty good dip for some reason. And so that's about it. Now we'll send it over to Ray, K4VWD.
Okay, buddy. That round was a little different. Dave, I missed a part of what you said for the first time on this one. I'll change this somewhat. But it's low level application with strong very strong 15 over at third. So that's 16 times rate. It sounds like you're having trouble with the Greek instrument. This morning the rig is an ICOM 7300. I'm driving a Narrowband amplifier AL80B to an AL80B antenna. So I'm going to make this around for a few minutes. It's good to hear already. And, so 73, and I'll be listening a short time. W4VRO.
Okay, Ray. W4VRO N4LQ and 73s to you. And have a good day there. Stay dry. And real fine on your 7700 and AL80 setup. Doing a good job. You would be great copy except for all the static. And boy, it's really pounding in here pretty good. I've got my noise reduction turned on and done about all I can, but it's a little bit stronger than you are this morning. But I am copying some of it, and signals are, well, they're kind of crazy. Dave, you were super strong that last transmission, but the transmission before that, you were super weak. So things are flipping around, and Buddy's up and down. And usually Buddy just pegs my meter over here, but he's, Buddy, you're about, I would say a 5x7 here, and then you came up a little bit toward the end. And Lee, you were good and strong here, just pegging the meter here on the malachite, the old boat anchor malachite, sitting here, all 3 inches of radio. Anyway, all the weight here is on the transmitter side, with the AL1200 doing all the work, I guess. And I am using that processor, the compressor, audio compressor amplifier that I talked about the other day, made by P&H Electronics back in 1959 in Lafayette, Indiana. Let's see here. I got a DX40 setting up here on its side, putting a few new parts in it. The old Heathkit has the typical single button microphone jack that you screw on, and I replaced that with a stereo jack, which was a really, really simple job. The hole is the right size. Just pop the jack in there, hook up the mic lead to it inside, and then I run a wire from the other lead of the stereo jack over to the key jack. And that way, when I trigger the D104, it goes into transmit mode, and away she goes. I may be able to get that thing on the air here, maybe Sunday or something here, and give it a shot, see how it does on the net. But it's got an awfully lot of modulation, just like too much modulation. And the interesting thing about the old DX40 is there's no modulation gain control. And they tell you if you got too much modulation, just back away from the mic some. So Lee, back she comes, K4VWD, N4LQ.
Okay, Steve, very good. This is K4VWD. Steve, you're taking my S-meter, and so is Buddy. 7-3, Ray. Good to hear you this morning. I hope you have a blessed weekend. I look forward to talking to you again on Sunday evening, I hope. And Dave, I copied you that time around. I did not copy you before, but I did copy you that time. So, Buddy, this time around, since Ray has signed out, pass it over to Steve, and we'll go at least one more time. WA4LLR in the group, K4VWD.
All right, Lee, fine business. K4VWD in the group. WA4LLR. 7:30 to you, Ray. Good to hear you this morning. Yeah, the band was changing because you were going down. Everybody else came up, so the band's shortening up, I guess. But Lee's strong. And Steve, when you came in, I had to grab the audio, the receiver. It about blew my ears out. So you're the king of the hill today for sure. Ray, the 7300 sounds really good. Looking forward to hearing the DX40, Steve. Yeah, if you want to turn the volume down, put a sock over the microphone. that's one method, I guess. Oh my. Anyway, well, let's see. I don't have a lot more here, so I'll go ahead and say 73. Lee, thanks for calling it, and hopefully Sunday we'll have better band conditions. And Steve, I think all your other receivers down there are just going to gather dust. That Malachi seems to be a do-all. So now, if they'll come out with a transmitter about the same size that does everything you want it to do, man, talk about a station for your briefcase. Anyway, everybody have a great day. 7-3, God bless, and Lord willing, we'll catch you on Sunday. WB4ARK, WA4LLR.
WA4LLR, WB4ARK. Okay, Dave, another good copy. And band conditions are still about the same, static, but everybody's readable. And let's see, we've got the rain has died down now. The lightning detector is operating normally. It gets messed up when it's there's heavy rain. So it's stabilized right now. So that means that the rain has died considerably. I can see it outside. It's not nearly as strong as it was. And the lightning is still off in the distance. So I'm glad for that. They had a piece of equipment messed up due to a lightning strike. The SWR is pretty low. Looks like it's I don't know, maybe it's extremely low, a couple of digits above 0. So and the output is about the same. Just leave it alone. That's about it for him for today. It's a short net. And thanks, Lee, for doing the net. And all those that are experiencing this weather front coming through, I hope you'll stay safe. There hasn't been any direct strikes to ground right nearby, so that's a very good sign. So I think Ray might have signed. I'll turn it over to Ray. If not, you take it, Steve. K4BRO, WB4.
Okay, let's see if I got it. Yeah, Ray did say 73s. So this is N4LQ and the old friends net here. Having a good time. Gee, I wish there were more AM activity during the day on 3885. I listen in the afternoon and sometimes in the morning, late morning, and there's just nobody there. Once in a blue moon, I can maybe call CQ or something and get somebody. Let me get my frequency set right here. Looks like I was drifting off a little bit. But the band is open for, I'd say easily 100 miles, 100 to 200 miles on AM, and we should be able to make contact. So yeah, if you get a chance, turn your receiver on, listen on 3885, and see if you can hear somebody and maybe make a few AM contacts. But Dave, you were strong again that time, and of course Lee was. And the strongest station is me. I'm watching myself on my own S meter here, and I'm pegging my own S meter. Isn't that good? But anyway, I got the speaker muted. I'm using a little TR switch that I bought on eBay from China, and you just simply feed your transmitter into it, and then the output of it goes into the amplifier. The speaker lead or the audio output from your receiver goes into it also on the front panel, and then you come out of the next jack on the front panel to an amplified speaker system, and that way when you transmit, it senses the RF from your transmitter and switches the antenna for you and mutes the receiver. So the receiver is still running, but there is no audio coming out of it. And it's the quickest, easiest way to mute a receiver I've ever seen. And as long as you don't have the slow AVC on some receivers, it may take a while to recover from the strong signal. But I'm using a little protection device on the input of the receiver to kind of protect it from strong signals. It's just a little thing with a couple of diodes in it, and seems to do a pretty good job. But anyway, Lee, you might check, see if there's any late check-ins. Maybe the storm's kind of moving off to the east, and maybe it's moved out of some of the territory. I talked to Mir last night, and he was, of course, his chasing sheep and ducks and stuff has been canceled today, and he was going to try to get on if the storm. He said if there's a storm, there'll be no animal chasing, and if there's a storm, there'll be no radio. So he's kind of stuck in the middle. But since it's over, I think, in Landrum, maybe he'll show up today. So anyhow, back over to you, and if nothing else materializes, I'll say 73s. K4VWD, N4LQ.
Okay, Steve, very good. This is K4VWD. Well, I'm using my AF68 Bandit amplifier, about 200 watts, and receiving on the PMR8 receiver. So signals were pretty good. Dave, I 100% copied that time around, and Betty, you were running from a GAT10 over to Peg. So a good signal. So was Ray and Steve, you were pegging all the time. So phone conditions are not bad right now. Let me take a quick standby. We got any latecomers wants to check in? Please call me now. Don't hear anybody. Well, I appreciate the four of you that checked in. Thank you very much. I've enjoyed it this morning. I don't have a whole lot going on here. But I'm glad the storm has passed by with no damage or anything. I got to reset all my clocks because the power blinked a couple times. But other than that, everything's fine here. So with that, I'm going to say 7-3. God bless. I hope everybody has a wonderful weekend. And I look forward to talking to you Sunday evening. So this is K4VWD, now closing your old friend's net. So long.